we are live on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. I don't know if it's happening on Twitter, but I know that we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can just head on to YouTube and type in at Eagles FM Abuja, or you can go to YouTube. No, I already said YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and typing at Eagles FM Abuja, so that you can catch us live on this segment. Now, we have been talking about friendship throughout this month. I mean, that's what we picked to discuss this month. And we have, what did we discuss the first week?
First week was purpose of friendship. Second week was I think last week now. Yeah.
It's almost the same, purpose friendship.
And friendship.
Okay, yes, purpose and friendship. And there we're talking about how your purpose will determine the kind of people you accept into your life and you give access to your life, and that's purpose and friendship. So yes, that's what we discussed last week. Today we're discussing yet another interesting topic, and it is resolving conflicts in friendship. Now this one, when he said it, I told him that even myself, I'm still trying to learn to resolve conflicts, because it's a one-way street for me. It's either it's working or it's not working. There's no in between. We're trying to see how it goes. So that's something I've been trying to work on for the longest, and maybe I'll have one or two to learn from this today. But yes, we're talking about resolving conflict. Of course, you know I am not going to be alone on Thursdays in the studio. I have, of course, Bright Young with me here in the studio. How are you doing, Bright?
Hi, I am doing fine. How are you?
I can say that I'm well. I'm good. Bouncing in the Lord.
Stronger and better.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Move to the topic of why are you blushing?
Okay, I should move to the topic.
Move to the topic of today. We're talking friendships. Yes.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've been talking friendship since last 2 weeks, and it's been an interesting conversation. I believe that we're still going to have more interesting conversations before the month runs out. Today we'll be talking about resolving conflicts in friendship. But then let me do a little bit of some recap, like we always would do, small, just very short one, and just let people know what we've been talking about. Like last week we had to look at purpose and friendship, and I think we established that friendship is support system. It's a support system that is given to you. While I was even coming, I was just thinking, as like, if friendship was really what it means, and if we go by the definition of what it really is, people shouldn't keep certain people around them if they don't kind of add value to you. Your friends are actually people who come to your life, and they come for one sole purpose: to make you better, and then to keep you company. Why they make your life better. So there are many people who just hang around people, and you don't even know how much better you should be, but you just have a lot of people. So if you have people that you can call friends, it means that this person has qualified to be trusted to move you forward, move your agenda forward, move your life forward, or what you are about, and that qualifies to call them friends. And today we would look at that from another aspect where we know that these people are now definitely going to be moving your life forward. They are definitely going to enhance your life growth and systems around you. At some point, you get to fall out of connection with them because of certain issues. Yeah. So the truth is, you cannot really hang around someone for long and not really have issues with them. So, but then it's how you resolve it that matters. How you go about resolving it. Some people, I was going to say, some people don't know how to resolve conflicts, because conflict will come. For instance, misunderstanding. It means that I was trying to understand you, but I don't understand what you're doing, or I couldn't understand you, or I am not understanding you, and that results in misunderstanding. So when you look at misunderstanding for what it is, you realize that it's a good thing.
It's not completely
bad.
Relationship go because
it's a good thing,
like
because if I trust your criticism, I should also trust your compliments. And then if I trust your compliments, I should also trust your criticism. Now, if you have a friend whose criticism you cannot endure, it means that they're either brainwashing you or they're just fans.
No, hold on. If you have friends whom you can't endure their criticism, so you're looking at it from the point where those people are to blame?
No. You are to blame because I mean, if they're your friends, you should be able to trust them when they say this thing you're doing is wrong.
It's wrong. Yeah.
And then that means that you should, oh, it's wrong. Okay, fine. But it's not like a friend says this thing you're doing is wrong, and you say, I beg you, this one not just envy. You know, because some people look at us, oh, this person's envying. So
most people do.
Yeah. So the point is where most people do see that as I think I keep pointing this way.
Why?
I don't know. This whole move I keep making. So most people would look at it as envy because their definition of friendship is wrong.
Okay.
Yes. And when you have people around you and you call them friends, that means they have certain leverage to finish what you started.
Of course.
Yes. If you look at it very carefully that way, it means that they can finish whatever you started. They can actually engage in something that you actually engaged in. They can do what you're doing. They can actually come home and feel at home around you. And so if they can do all of that, they should be able to correct you when you're wrong. And you shouldn't feel bad that your friend is correcting you. But you should be feeling bad that your friend see that you're going wrong and refuse to correct you.
You know, the problem is most times, I too have experienced this many times,
Yeah.
where you're always telling, that's where the envy talks come, the envy talk, that's where it comes from most times. You're doing this thing wrong, can you do it right? You're not following the right people, can you retrace your steps? And it goes, you're too judgmental, that's why I can't tell you anything about myself. You know, so most times this is the case.
And that's because there is a trust issue.
Trust issue.
Yes, there's no level of vulnerability that allows that person to crack up openly to be able to say, okay, you know what, I trust you enough and I trust your judgment to be able to put me in the right track. Now I have few friends, I call them sometime within the beginning of the year. I told them this is my vision again. I'm still on the same vision I've been on before.
Years before.
So if you see me derailing, please call me back. I called a couple of them, and some of them may be listening on radio here. And I told them, if you see me derailing, please call me back because I don't want you to get too used to the fact that I'm always right. You know, there is a way that people get to see, oh, this person, you're good at this thing, and then you're always right. This person is always on point. Now I'm breaking it to the word that we are familiar with, always on point. So when somebody is no longer on point, it's your duty as a friend to call him and say, see, you're always on point, but this one you're hitting. No. And that's what happens. Because you see people make comments, maybe on social media, post on social media. I have friends before that. When I said before is because I think at some point in my life I was careful about what I was writing. And then this time more careful because there are certain things you write and you think that you're just making sense. And your friend calls you and says, that thing that you just posted is not you have to just pull it out. And because this is your friend speaking, not someone that is criticizing you, you now realize that, okay, this is what it is. You adjust it. And sometimes it's even right to you, but because your friend is saying, you just pull it out.
Yes.
Why do you do that? You're doing that so that next time this friend still feels comfortable, you know, connecting with you and then correcting certain things. Now, this doesn't mean that you're, you know, some people like, okay, maybe is it not going to lead into trying to find validation? And I would always say that seeking counsel is different from seeking validation.
So you need to know how to draw that line.
Draw the line.
Because if you give some people access like this, they can abuse it.
Yes.
You know, he knows that when I talk, he will listen to me. So when I say, even if you're doing the right thing, because they think it's not the right thing, they call you out of it. And sometimes you miss out on opportunities that you should have been.
They haven't access to. And then sometimes, again, you see that I've seen people who says, you know what, I control that person. Anything I tell the person listens. Anything wait, just watch. You know, say, hello, that thing you said yesterday is wrong. Go and apologize. He'll call you. Just give it to me. He'll call. And the next thing, the person is calling, and these guys are really laughing. See, I've seen people do stuff like that, and they're just trying to, you know, their ego, trying to express their ego, how much. But you see, that whole line gets to be abused, but it's not the fault of the person who is the victim. It's the fault of the person who does not know the privilege of having people in their lives. So what we're looking at today is how to resolve conflicts. So many people have gotten into issues. Some people have gotten into very, very deep issues that the more you try to even cover it, the more deeper it gets. Some people have gotten into issues that is just, if I can only turn back the hands of time, maybe I'll just tell this person I'm sorry. Some people have gotten into issues that they feel that, you know what, okay, I was going to use that word, but this is radio. What's that? No, to that is this to that with that person. You know how this is. Okay. So, you know, and you would feel that maybe I'm now coming back to myself and I'm realizing that I'm alone. And a little bit of I'm sorry would have solved the problem. A little bit of can we talk about these things would have solved the problems. But before we go into how to, can we look at a little bit of what would naturally cause certain issues, conflicts in friendship? And the first that will stand out for me would be assumptions.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people have certain levels of assumptions. You tend to imagine and assume what somebody is not saying. This one, I'm calling him 2 days now. He has not picked the call. It's possible that because he got a new car. Okay, that's what he's using to show me now. He's now
chill with the friends that have cars.
So now he's now feeling as though I'm not important. You know, assumptions when you have people. For instance, in my own area of counseling relationships and all these married people, some of them anyway. Now, what you find out is that what started causing the problem was assumptions. Sometimes false accusations, taking it over and then holding it, chewing it. How can you have friends that you don't even know? That's my concern, because how do you really have friends that you don't know? It's like having a relationship with somebody and every time the person calls you with a new number, you say, who is this?
How can you have friends that you don't even trust?
Yeah, you can't trust them. So it's a problem, because when these people come in and they're sitting and like, okay, no, I don't know what's happening. We've not been tagging along. We've not been getting this things right. And I'm like, okay, fine. You've not been tagging along. So when did you start noticing this? The person out there telling you that, well, I used to in my mind though, I'm thinking that that's not your mind, you're thinking. And you didn't settle it out with this person and just say, you know what, I don't want to be thinking things. Did you or did you not? Do you or will you not? Will you or will you not? So these are conversations you must have in plain terms. I'm angry because this, and this. Right? And this person tells you, oh, is that what you thought? That wasn't what I meant. This is what I meant. This, and this. And Blaine says, oh, you see now. Because when you do not handle things and you're always assuming, that means that you're not communicating. Now that also means that if there is no proper communication, there will be assumptions. So where we're not communicating, what now becomes the communication is assumption. So we're going to be saying things that we didn't say.
We didn't say. We both just thought about it.
So you say, okay, now this person has passed. He didn't say anything. Have you noticed? This is you talking to yourself. He didn't say anything. It means that it's true. And the person doesn't have any idea whatsoever. And those are what all these third-party people feed on. So they come tell you that, you know what, this person said this and this person said that. And they just know that this person is coming in that direction. Today he's planning to come this way and that. And because you didn't go out to ask this person, you assume. And when you now start seeing actions that are related to what that person had said, that's the third party has said, you start believing them. And gradually your trust starts decaying. It starts going down. It starts depreciating. And when trust is no more there is nothing you can do with that person that really will stand the test of time. Already you start having that whole see finish impact and, invasion. Why? Because this person now has told you something that is not proven, that is not even true. And now you're looking at the person in a different way. And you didn't discuss with this person. At the end of the day, what you're going to have is somebody is with you, trying to be real with you, but you already moved on. You've already moved on completely. And in moving on, you didn't just move on with yourself, you moved on with your mind. So anything that has to do with this person, even if this person is trying to reach out to you, you would be feeling that there's no point reaching out to you because I already had made up my mind.
Yeah.
So you want to say something?
No, the truth is, okay, let me not sound defensive now. But is it not right? There are situations where you have to move on completely with your mind.
Well, yes, but that doesn't mean on the basis of assumptions, right?
Okay, no, not of course not assumptions. But when you know that,
this
where
a situation has been established, and you know that this now I'm going to come to that part of the conversation eventually, but where you have seen that this is no longer what we agreed on
as friendship,
yes, then you now know that this person is not willing to adjust and you are not also willing to adjust. It's a safe space to say, you know what, thank you for the time. Thank you for all the times that you've been around. I'm moving on.
And you know the thing is, sometimes when you say I broke up with my friend, people laugh and they're like, how can you break up with your friend? Is it a relationship? It's a very serious relationship.
Yes, it is.
Honestly, it's a very serious relationship. So when my friend betrays me, it will hurt me as much as when my boyfriend. Yes, it will hurt me as much as when my boyfriend betrays me. Because trust is invested in both these relationships. So once it is broken, it is broken. So it's difficult for that person to open up to another person. And let me tell you something. If you haven't had any sort of conflict in your relationship, I promise you that I don't think it's healthy.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
Entering into that conflict or having that conflict makes you learn something new about that person.
Yeah.
So there are times when I'm friends with this person, we've been talking for a very long time, but something very small happens between the both of us. Then I realize that this is how this person is. Zero tolerance for certain, honestly, zero tolerance. Oh, this person actually has very violent tendencies. So yes, if I'm in a conflict with this person, I dare not be close to a knife.
That's dangerous.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because it's
and these are the things we're hearing these
online,
days. You know,
you see what happens
and
online.
It's a conversation we should have.
Yeah, someone saying I mistakenly stabbed. There's nothing like me. He said I mistakenly stabbed somebody, which means
and ran away.
Yes, you are in a very violent. You are in a very toxic relationship, and because you have not had prior conflict that made you realize that tendency about that person, you just let it go. Then I was in a conflict with one of my friends. Not conflict, so to say. I was so mad. You did something you're not supposed to do. I was so mad at you. Now, rather than say, oh, I'm sorry for this thing I did, then when everywhere is cool, you now say, you should have told me like this. If you had told me like this, I would have understood. In the foot of my rage for something you did wrong, you're trying to prove yourself. You're trying to say, I did wrong, but don't talk to me like this. Do you understand? That time, it causes a lot of conflict. And that person goes, do you want to be friends with me again or not? I think that's a very shallow friendship. Yeah. Because we quarrel, because we have a misunderstanding.
You're already hitting the end.
Then, what is bringing, do you want to do or you don't want to do?
And that's what some people do, because what you know how they go, an issue comes in and they're already at the end. I used to be like that.
So before. That's why we lose a lot of valuable relationships.
Yes.
Because if you're already concluding that you don't want the relationship anymore, then I feel like there's no need to fight for it.
Yeah.
Because your mind is already there.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're asking me, do you want or not, does not mean you want it.
Yeah.
You are steps ahead of me. Because if I quarrel with you, Bright, nothing will make me to say, I don't want to ever see you again. Unless it gets to the point where I actually need to separate myself there. Completely. But as far as it's a conflict, as far as it's an argument, we have a conversation, you know, we're not agreeing with each other. We can sit down to now say, why are we not agreeing with each other? Is this the reason? Is that the reason? Then after whatever we derive from that conversation, we'll now determine whether we continue together in that friendship
or not,
or we separate ways, or we go our separate ways.
I used to be like that before, where every time an issue happens, I'm always hitting the door. And a friend of mine called me and said, Bright, why is it that all the time there is an issue you want to... And that was pride. Yes, at that level, that was pride, because you're feeling that you're too important to not to have issues with this person. At the end, it's more like I'm valuable. Like I have so much value. If you're not interested, like if you're not interested in it, I'm gone. And you know that this person like, oh, you know, please now just stay, at least we stay. Then you leave, nobody calls you back, and you're like, So all this while, no wonder I knew that this person doesn't really value. But meanwhile, it's your ego plus pride trying to, you know, give you a foothold to do what you do. And, you know, I overcame all of that long time ago. And I realized that conflict is healthy if two good heads are reasoning.
Of course.
Because it's feedback. Conflict is feedback.
Yes.
It's just trying to tell you that we are not hitting the same frequency. We're not hitting the same point. You're seeing it from it. I'm telling you that this water is half full. You're telling me it's half empty. What's the meaning of that? From what you can, and this person said no, it's, and all you guys need to do is just to, you know, pour it in your different cups.
And
believe in yourselves.
You know, they told us this example once. One is a pessimist and one is an optimist.
Yeah.
That means you have to understand your friend's personality.
Yes. Yes.
You know, someone that, you know, some people, once the cup is half full, whatever it is, once it's half, the glass is half, some people think about how to refill it quickly, while others say, as fast as half, let me just
finish it.
So that means it's not like you are bad or I'm bad. We just see things from
different perspectives. Yes.
So we need to have a conversation.
So those perspectives come from communication,
of course,
which is leading us to the next. The first one we talked about assumptions. The next one is lack of communication. Lack of communication. Lack of communication. You know, we can be talking and we're not communicating.
Of course,
it's very, very possible, and that's why some people say, I thought I told you last week, and you're like, okay, you told me. Did you tell me? Yes, you did. Oh, you did. But I didn't. Why? Because that person said, but you didn't grab it. You didn't comprehend it because there was no communication. And somebody assumes because, oh, I've said it to him, he should know. Or she should know. At least at this level, this person should know. I hear that a lot of times. And you see, you cannot, if you really want to help, if you really value your friend, never get tired of talking. Never get tired of expressing certain things and bringing that person in. Some people have very zero, when I mean very, very zero emotional intelligence.
Very zero.
Very zero, you know, I would say very zero emotional intelligence.
Zero is empty.
You know, high IQ, zero emotional intelligence, people don't care. In fact, if you have high emotional intelligence and very low IQ, people can even value a little bit. What is emotional intelligence? The ability for you to put yourself in another person's shoes, understand this person, empathy, being able to understand when it's reasonable to say. Do you know somebody can be angry and this person is like, I never chopped since morning, you know. And are you concerned about the atmosphere?
Yes.
And you're talking about frying egg. How can you be talking about frying egg in a situation like this? Somebody is looking for his charger, desperately looking for his charger, and you're like, if you see the thing that happened today, and it doesn't relate. And this person is now beginning to see you as an issue. It's not because you're an issue, but it's because you don't have and see, I'm not going to talk so much on emotional intelligence because it's money. No, it's money. It's not something I won't even talk about on radio, you know. So it's something that a lot of people are not aware of. It happens in marriages, most times in relationships. You can just be with somebody who is not sensitive emotionally.
Do you know that I was watching one of these TV documentaries, programs like that, and then the lady was in a conflict with her friend, and what caused the conflict was that this person lost her child. You're in the same city with that person, and then you say you don't know what to tell that person.
So you avoid the person completely.
I don't think that's being emotionally intelligent, because if you are intelligent